guests, we want to thank you for everything you have been doing for this community. My job, I believe, tonight is just to talk about how we as a group, a community, can help each other to move forward. United we stand, divided we fall. Does not serve anybody to stay isolated in our community anymore. It's not working, and it's not going to work. Just have a small message for our parents. We want to thank you for everything you have been doing for us as you came to Germany or other places, working hard, not understanding the language, Deutsch, which is not that easy, but yet you are making it through, raising your children, working low-paid jobs, but yet you still stand. We want to thank you so much. And above all, what you're doing is keeping our culture, the tradition, throughout the events that we have usually, churches, and other marriages, weddings, things like that. And we keep our tradition going. And that's what the next generation to pick up from there. Now the message, the other one is for our generation. It takes a village to raise a child. That's what we learned when we were growing up in Africa. And for those who can remember, in Africa, even when you have guests in the house, you leave your bed, places for them. You can even sleep on the floor and receive the guest. That's how, as a village, we raise our children. So that's one thing that we need to keep in mind. Now, I just want to share something with you very quickly about myself. I came from Togo, West Africa. And as a young man, landed to New York City. Went to school, graduated. But 2 years after I got there, my father passed away. So as a young man, it's tough. You got to take it from there. You got to become a man very quick. And that's what I had to do. 4 years after that, I started teaching my first class in university. And 15 years after that, I became the chairperson of the mathematics department. 2 years after that, after pretty much 20 years living there, I decided that we need to start transferring this knowledge to Africa. So I started moving back there. And as we're doing this, you also have to believe that there are setbacks that will happen in life. No matter how tough you are, no matter how good you are, there are setbacks that will definitely happen. And that's something that happened to us. So thinking about starting a school, building a school in Togo and Ghana and other places like that. And unfortunately, we had a baby, which was fortunate, but yet we found ourselves, a baby born here in Germany, we found ourselves, this baby was very sick. 4 months in coma, 1 year in hospital. That was a setback. But after that, once we left the hospital, 2 weeks after that, that's when I started teaching at Hamburg University. Because I told myself, nothing is going to stop us. So ladies and gentlemen, for our community, a few things that I have that we need to do. We got to brand ourselves differently now. We are a community of people who do things.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for hundreds, thousands of years. We have to start recognizing that we have it in ourselves and brand ourselves different. Don't make it seem like we are the needy community. We are not. We're here to make Germany also a better community. We got to start also learning the language. I mean, we all know that Dutch is not that easy. And it should start from me, right? So we have to start setting small language clubs in our communities. Teach our parents. They can't. Help to transfer the skills that some of us have from back home here. We can transfer it. It's the same thing as a student who comes from Nigeria, for example. We transfer credits in Hamburg University or other universities here. It does happen. So let's transfer the skills that we have from back home here. We can use it. Other things that we can do, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you do well, you go to school, you don't find a job. What are you going to do? Sit in the house? I always tell my students, no. Start creating businesses. We can do it. We can do it. Think about this. The most paid robotic engineer in the world right now is a young 26 years old Nigerian guy. We have others. In last May 2019, young girls from Ghana won the robotic world competition in U.S. So one of who are here already, and my predecessor said that it's cheap here to go to school compared to other places. You can ask me. I went to school in the U.S., so I know what it means. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have work to do. But the next thing is for our excellencies who are here, people are ready to transfer the knowledge also to Africa. So please work with us so we can implement the knowledge that we have here in Africa. Because everybody's doing business in Africa, but Africans. In 2050, 1 out of 4 human beings that will work here on Earth is going to be in Africa. And at least 60% to 65% of them are going to be young people. What are we going to do with them? We have to educate them. We have to train them. They have to lead the world. So we have work to do. We have work to do. So I just want to say that thank you so much. But I believe that a great African community is a great German community, is a great European community, is a great world community. Thank you so much.